everyone. Today we will talk about the art of balance. Let me ask you a question. Which is heavier, 1 kilo of rocks or 1 kilo of cotton balls? If your answer is none, that's correct. They're equal, 1 kilo each. But if you take a look at the characteristics of each of these, then that is where they're gonna be different. See, rocks are heavy. Some are rough in texture. And if I throw this to you, you'll probably have a big bump in your head. Whereas the cotton balls, soft, lightweight, fluffy. And if I throw it to you, assuming it even reaches you, nothing's gonna happen. Nobody has said, oh my gosh, I have a bump because of a cotton ball. So here we will talk about the art of balancing heavy and lightness, rough and smooth, hardness and softness. In leadership, softness is actually called tenderness. I will read to you 2 stories from the book. I gotta have some glasses here. In AD 219, when Lu Meng was occupying the town of Qiangling, he had given stringent orders to his army not to molest the inhabitants nor take anything from them by force. Nevertheless, a certain officer serving under his banner, who happened to be a fellow townsman, ventured to appropriate a bamboo hat belonging to one of the people in order to wear it over his regulation helmet as a protection against the rain. Lu Meng considered the fact of his being also a native of Junan should not be allowed to palliate a clear breach of discipline, and accordingly, he ordered his summary execution, the tears rolling down his face as he did so. This act of severity filled the army with wholesome awe, and from that time forth, even articles dropped in the highway were not picked up. Tough, right? That's discipline. As a leader, you must be able to make the order and control its execution. If Lu Meng softened his stand against those who would steal the loot from the conquered village of Qiangling because the soldier was a friend, he would lose respect from the rest of his army. They would, in turn, steal every loot, molest inhabitants because they'd say, well, he got away. But because Lu Meng chose to execute this person, he was able to gain the respect of the whole army. Let's listen to the other story. 2 motels of the famous general Wu Ji. He wore the same clothes and ate the same food as the meanest of his soldiers, refused to have either a horse to ride or a mat to sleep on, carried his own surplus rations wrapped in a parcel, and shared every hardship with his men. One of his soldiers was suffering from an abscess, and Wu Chi sucked out the virus. Oh. The soldier's mother, hearing this, began wailing and lamenting. Somebody asked her, why do you cry? Your son is only a common soldier, and yet the commander-in-chief himself has sucked the poison from his sore. The woman replied, many years ago, Lord Wu performed a similar service for my husband, who never left him afterward, and finally met his death at the hands of the enemy. And now that he has done the same for my son, he too will fall fighting for him, I know not where. Treat your staff like they were your own family. They are not your servants. Oh, I remember. In the previous company I worked for, there was this high-ranking executive, and she would always ask her personal assistant to carry her purse. Restaurant, go to the car. You know, I had my own line of personal assistants, my PAs, but I have never ever asked them to bring my personal purse unless all my, were overloaded. If they prepare coffee or give you water, then that's their own initiative. It was never part of their work. That's why I'm so thankful that they took care of me. They reciprocated the way I took care of them. So shout out to Mona, Jean, Jekyll, Marvy, Malu in heaven, and Ja, and to all others. Thank you for taking care of me, and thank you for appreciating the way I took care of you as well. Leadership is about balance. The balance of maintaining discipline with an iron hand, but learning when to open and extend a helping hand. I'll see you tomorrow.